Have you ever felt an itch in a strange spot and wondered if it meant something more? As we get older, we tend to brush off little things like dry skin or irritation as just part of aging. But what if that itch you've been ignoring is actually your body's early warning system? In this video, we're going to uncover 5 specific places on the body where itching might be more than skin deep. It could actually be your heart trying to get your attention. That's right, itchy spots can sometimes be early indicators of cardiovascular trouble, especially for those of us over 60. If you've ever experienced unexplained itching on your chest, arm, jaw, back, or even your palms or soles, stay with me. These signs are often dismissed as minor annoyances, but they could be telling you something far more serious. We'll walk through the 5 key itchy spots that doctors and researchers have started to link to early heart symptoms in older adults. Some of these will surprise you. And knowing them might just give you the chance to take action before anything major happens. So, don't go anywhere. Stick around until the end because you might recognize one of these signs in yourself or someone you love, and that awareness could change everything. Number 1, upper chest itching. One of the most overlooked signs that something might be wrong with your heart is an unexplained itch on the upper chest. It may seem like just a skin irritation or a reaction to a new laundry detergent, but when it lingers for days or keeps coming back without any visible rash, it could be your body waving a red flag. For seniors, especially those over 60, paying close attention to how your chest feels, itching included, can offer early clues to underlying cardiac stress. This type of itching often appears just above the sternum, sometimes spreading to the shoulders or upper back. Unlike a rash from heat or dry skin in winter, this sensation often doesn't respond to lotions or over-the-counter treatments. What makes it especially important is that this region sits right above the heart and some of the major arteries. If blood flow is reduced or arteries are inflamed, the surrounding nerves can pick up on that imbalance and express it as surface sensations like itching. It sounds strange, but your nervous system often sends signals to your skin before you feel anything deeper. And for older adults, the first signs of heart trouble aren't always dramatic chest pain like we see in movies. They're subtle, vague symptoms like fatigue, shortness of breath, or an itch that won't go away. So, when an itch pops up in the middle of your chest and doesn't seem tied to anything external, take note. That small act of paying attention could save your life. Number 2, left arm or shoulder itching. When itching shows up in the left arm or shoulder, especially without a rash or irritation, it can be more than just dry skin or a bug bite. It might be a subtle sign that your heart is under strain. Most people know that the left arm is commonly associated with heart attack symptoms, but few realize that the signals can start with something as simple as a persistent itch. The left arm, especially the upper part near the shoulder, shares nerve pathways with the heart. So when your heart is in distress, your body might confuse those signals and express them as tingling, numbness, or even itching, something called referred sensation. Of course, not every itch on your shoulder is cause for alarm. But if you notice the itch is oddly persistent or appears alongside other vague symptoms like fatigue, lightheadedness, or just feeling off, pay attention, especially if it happens during physical activity or stress. One real story is about Sandra, age 68. She noticed an odd itch on the back of her left shoulder. It wasn't red, didn't flake, and creams didn't help. She brushed it off as a pinched nerve or how she was sleeping. But a few weeks later, while gardening, she felt dizzy and short of breath. A doctor found narrowed arteries. She'd already had a silent heart attack. That itch was the first clue. So, the next time your left shoulder itches for no clear reason, pause and think about your other symptoms, your stress levels, and your history. Sometimes that itch might be the only warning you get before something more serious shows up. Number 3, itchy jaw or neck area. An itch along the jawline or lower neck might seem harmless, dry skin, a new soap, or maybe just a stray hair brushing against your skin. But if this itching persists or shows up out of nowhere, especially if you're over 60, it may be your body trying to tell you something more serious. This area is full of sensitive nerves connected to your chest and cardiovascular system. When your heart is under stress or blood flow is reduced, your body can misinterpret those signals and reflect them as surface-level irritation in these areas. This is what physicians call referred sensation, when discomfort caused by one organ is felt in a different part of the body. As we age, the nerves around our heart and upper body become more reactive to changes in blood flow or inflammation, often responding with signals that don't always make sense on the surface. Sometimes this itching is paired with other subtle signs, a tight feeling in your throat, frequent throat clearing, or mild discomfort when turning your head. Some people report that it flares up during stress, after exercise, or late at night when the body is trying to rest. For example, Walter, age 77, had an annoying itch just below his left ear that kept him up at night. His skin looked normal. His wife thought it was the laundry detergent, but it never went away. During a routine cardiac checkup, they found signs of restricted blood flow near his carotid artery. That itch had been one of the first signs that his circulatory system was under strain. So if you have an itch on your neck or jaw that doesn't respond to lotion, antihistamines, or a change in your environment, make a note of it. You don't need to panic, but you do need to pay attention. Bring it up to your doctor, because sometimes the smallest clue can open the door to a diagnosis that might just save your life. Number 4, mid-back itching between the shoulder blades. An itch right between your shoulder blades, especially one that comes and goes with no obvious cause, might seem like nothing more than a hard-to-reach spot that needs a good scratch. But for older adults, persistent or recurring itching in the mid-back region can sometimes be an early sign of increased cardiac strain or circulation issues. This might sound surprising. We don't usually link the back to heart trouble, but the upper and middle back, especially the space between your shoulder blades, is filled with nerve endings that can reflect internal discomfort. The same spinal nerves that connect to the muscles and skin here also connect to your heart and chest wall. When the heart is stressed or blood flow is interrupted, your body can redirect that discomfort outward through the nerves in your back. Sometimes it doesn't hurt, it just itches. Take Gerald, age 72. He noticed an odd itch between his shoulder blades every time he went for a walk. At first, he blamed the tag in his shirt, then thought it was just sweat or heat. But the itching kept showing up when he exerted himself, walking uphill, carrying groceries, pulling weeds. His doctor ordered a cardiac stress test just to be cautious. The result? Early-stage coronary artery disease. That itch wasn't random, it was his body giving him a heads-up before something more serious happened. So if your back itching always appears in the same spot, especially during effort or stress, and doesn't respond to changes in clothes, lotion, or soap, it's worth mentioning to your doctor. Number 5, itchy palms or soles without rash. An itch on your palms or the soles of your feet can feel odd by itself, but when there's no rash, no dryness, and no obvious cause, it can make you wonder what's going on. For many older adults, this type of itch is often dismissed as aging skin or poor circulation. But when it appears suddenly and without cause, it could be linked to something more urgent. Your heart health. The palms and soles are packed with nerve endings and blood vessels. They're among the most sensitive parts of the body. When the heart struggles, due to poor circulation, blocked arteries, or increased cardiovascular strain, your extremities are often the first to notice. The blood has to work harder to reach these farthest points, and when it doesn't flow smoothly, the nerves may misfire and interpret it as itching. The nervous system, which controls things like heart rate, digestion, and temperature, plays a big role in how your skin feels. When the heart is under stress, the nervous system can become overstimulated, resulting in sensations like tingling, burning, or itching in these sensitive areas. This isn't just theory. Doctors and researchers have observed this in patients who reported unusual palm or foot itching in the days or weeks before a heart episode. Take Lewis, age 70, who began experiencing an unusual itch on the bottoms of his feet every night before bed. No rash, no athlete's foot, no change in soap or lotion. He tried soaking his feet, switching socks, changing shoes, nothing helped. His doctor ran a full blood panel and heart screening, which uncovered signs of atrial fibrillation and poor circulation. The itching had been one of the few signals his body gave him before things took a turn. Does this mean that every time your palms or feet itch, you should rush to the emergency room? Of course not. But if the itching is persistent, has no clear source, and is accompanied by other signs like dizziness, fatigue, shortness of breath, or leg swelling, take it seriously. Your body is a storyteller. After decades of living in it, you've developed an instinct for when something feels off. Trust that instinct. When an itch won't go away and no lotion or cream can touch it, it's worth bringing up to your doctor. These small conversations can reveal much larger truths, truths that could protect your heart and your life. Final thoughts. As we wrap up these 5 itchy spots to watch for, remember, the small signs matter. Listening to your body is one of the most powerful things you can do to age with strength, dignity, and self-respect. Take a moment to think back through the 5 itchy spots we explored. Which one felt familiar to you? Have you experienced an unexplained itch on your chest, your left arm, your jaw, your back, or maybe your palms or feet? These might seem like small annoyances, but sometimes the smallest signs are the ones that save us. We often expect danger to show up loudly, with flashing lights and unmistakable pain. But the truth is, especially after 60, your body speaks in whispers. Those whispers, those subtle itches with no obvious cause, can be your early warnings. Your body is wise. It has lived through decades of experiences, challenges, and change. Over time, it develops ways to tell you when something is out of balance. Your job is to listen. Heart issues don't always begin with dramatic chest pain or breathlessness. Many older adults who later experienced heart attacks looked back and realized the signs were there all along, just quieter, easier to ignore, that persistent itch, that odd discomfort, that moment when you paused and thought, something doesn't feel right. Those are the signals that matter. This isn't about being paranoid, it's about being proactive. You've earned the right to care deeply about your health. You've worked hard to get where you are in life, and the people who love you want you around for as long as possible. So take your body seriously. If something feels off, talk to your doctor. Keep a journal. Make the appointment. You're not overreacting, you're being wise. And knowing these signs means you're already one step ahead. You're not powerless, you're informed and prepared, and that changes everything. So as you go forward, carry this information with you, not with fear, but with clarity. Let it help you make choices that protect your heart, your health, and your future. You deserve that peace of mind. You deserve that strength. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts mean a lot to us. Reading your comments gives us motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.